Well, I did an entire video about why I didn't like the Kenders in Unearthed Arcana. And Wizards of the Coast fixed it the day I was editing the video. Stupid Wizards of the Coast. Up next. Well, greetings everybody. I am the Techno Funk Boy, and this is the Techno Funk Nerd channel. I appreciate you tuning in. I've been doing Dragonlance videos for a good long while over on Techno Funk Boy channel. And I decided to kind of split that channel based on topic and keep that one to be more music, video game music driven. And this one more mostly D&D driven. And so starting from zero over here, I'm not at zero today. I think I'm at like 3 subscribers today. But if you enjoy this channel, please do subscribe below, like, comment on this channel, any topics that you might be interested in hearing in the future. I do have a series where I'm like going through the original Dragonlance books and kind of giving tips for DMs along the way that has been a lot of fun, and so we'll be continuing that here. In the meantime, I was not at all joking. I really did. I did a video. I was like putting the edit together on the Kender from the original Unearthed Arcana, the Heroes of Krynn, and I in general really liked that Unearthed Arcana, except the Kenders, and I thought that that whoever put that together just really missed the point of the Kender, and that was concerning. That was concerning to me. And so when we kind of saw news come out that Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman were not consulted on this Dragonlance book, I was starting to get really worried. And so I kind of put together this video, and thankfully it did hit the day that I was starting editing, and that way I didn't put it out and immediately like the new version comes out and I look like an idiot. But Wizards of the Coast kind of fixed it. I'm honestly kind of impressed. And thank you for listening to people. This was a really cool thing. The main problem that I was having with the Kender in the original Unearthed Arcana is that the Kender's collection of things was seen as a magical thing, where like stuff coming out of their pouches was seen as like a magical ability. Like someone like read Dragonlance Chronicles and like literally did not understand how Tasselhoff was getting all of this stuff and thought it was magic. Where in reality, the Kender and Dragonlance, their tendency to collect things comes from the fact that their culture does not have a concept of personal property. And so if you see something that looks interesting, or if you see something that you need, or if you see something that you just kind of want to look at maybe later, you just grab it. And if somebody else grabs it along the way, that's fine. It was never mine to begin with. It was never yours to begin with. It was a thing. It was a thing that was cool. And so the Kender would appreciate their time with it, and they might stuff it in their pouch, and they very likely would forget about it and find it later, having no idea where it came from in the first place. This was a cultural aspect, and we've seen Wizards of the Coast of late trying to get away from cultural distinctives in races, which I actually did a video ages ago about how I would be very interested to see how Dragonlance would actually fit this new paradigm shift for Wizards of the Coast, because so much of Dragonlance is culturally driven. pure speculation, I think that's where that came from. That they wanted to kind of keep the cool things that, like you never know what's coming out of a Kender pouch, but they didn't want to put the cultural things on it. And so the original Kender in Unearthed Arcana had some cool abilities. They just weren't Kender abilities. And that's where I was having the problem with it. But a new version, Heroes of Krynn Revisited, has come out. There's been a couple of other changes in it. We're gonna focus on the Kender because that's the thing that I was most concerned about. And I think that Wizards of the Coast has kind of heard the concerns and done a lot to fix this. And so kudos for you. And I hope this reflects on good things for the Dragonlance books. But let's take a look. All right, so here is the text from the new version, and we're gonna focus it on the Kender thing. Actually, the whole introduction has changed a little bit more on origins. A lot of the traits have stayed the same. This section is kind of reflective of the changes they've made. That in the original, it talked about like this magical ability to get stuff, whereas now it's that Kinders sometimes amass impressive collections of curiosities. Some might collect mundane knickknacks or relics from magic sites, while others might become professional thieves. It's better. It's better. The Kender original Dragonlance typically weren't like professional thieves or properly collectors. Like I might collect, Final Fantasy stuff, and I know where they are and stuff like that. If we're going to use the word collector as in they collect junk, then yes. But I do. It does. That does seem to be very particularly worded, so that we're still trying not to delve into kind of the cultural implications of Kender swiping things, while still kind of getting the point across. And so, as I said, that's better. This was a major plus here is that in the original, they Kender in the original Unearthed Arcana, Kender had advantage on fear saving throws. That is not that's not one of the aspects of a Kender is that they are literally fearless, and it's not that they are more inclined to be brave than others. It's that they do not understand fear. This was fixed, that they are now immune to the frightened condition. That is a good fix, and I heartily approve. The Kender Aces trait, which was in Unearthed Arcana, it was the trait of they were able to grab into their pouch and magically produce this item that would disappear after. It was a magical item that they would disappear, and you could roll to get a handful of different items. And this was the thing that was turning their tendency to gather stuff into a magical ability rather than just a feature of the race. That has been completely now replaced with Kender Curiosity. Thanks to the mystical origins of your people, you gain proficiency with one of the following skills of your choice: Insight, Investigation, Sleight of Hand, Stealth, or Survival. I kind of like these. These skills very much reflect the Kender's nature, and so you can kind of push their tendency to collect things as not necessarily a racial feature, and instead just a role play aspect, which is kind of where it should be. Of note, the Tasselhoff's Pouches of Everything, which was the campaign guide that Dragonlance Nexus put out for free on their website, and I believe it's still there, so I'll put in the link, has a Kender roll table for their pouches, which is actually fantastic. Some of the rolls are just pure RP type things. Some of them could be useful. Some of them hint at like quests that they might go on next. I absolutely love the roll table there, and I've started implementing that in my Dragonlance game, and I will continue to, even if I have a game that's going to be using this, the forthcoming Dragonlance book. A version of Taunt. A version of Taunt was in the original Unearthed Arcana. It's also actually a version of Taunt is also and also Fearless are also in Tasselhoff's Pouches of Everything, which is really good. I thought that was a good aspect of it. So that magical element is gone, and again, credit to Wizards of the Coast for this. I was one of very, very many people who was not all that impressed with their version of the Kender. While that kind of the Kender Ace ability was cool, it wasn't at all what Kenders do. And it's not what makes the Kender special. And I do think that's one of the problems when we're trying to scrub cultural differences from our D&D races. That's something that we lose. It's not always the stuff that could be seen in a bad light, but it's also the stuff that makes them unique and special. Kender are special not because they're overly useful, because they're not. In certain places and times they can be, but that's not what makes them cool. That's not what makes Tasselhoff cool. Tasselhoff was cool despite not being terribly useful throughout the Chronicles. He was immensely useful at times, and in fact, he was world-changing at times. But it was the character of Tasselhoff which was partially him, but was also partially his people, that their influence shining through him. And so I'm glad to see Wizards of the Coast take some steps to bring that aspect back to the Kender. This relieves a lot of fears for me. This doesn't relieve all my fears for the Dragonlance book, and so I have a lot of reservations on this. I think it is a big deal that Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman were not consulted at all on this book. My understanding is Tracy Hickman was consulted on Curse of Strahd, and it's still considered, arguably the best 5th edition campaign module. And I think that's very short-sighted to not consult them, to not run things by them, to not sit down with them. Wizards of the Coast certainly has no legal obligation to do so. No legal obligation at all. I do think that they have perhaps even a moral obligation to do so. If not that, and possibly not that, but if not that, then just a plain good sense obligation to do so. But they didn't, and so I'm still waiting, and I'm still going to see. And as we learn more, as the book gets closer, I will have my thoughts here as well. And we're going to continue go through the old modules. My understanding is that this new book is a new age and a new story, and so we're gonna continue walking through the original first edition, second edition, 3.5 edition modules, and discuss how to run them today, and in a fun and entertaining way, because they are just spectacularly good. Really appreciate you joining me. As I said before, if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe below. It means a lot to me. And we will catch you next time. See you later.